This is the vice anvil I made with an attachment, and it's just a bar through the slot. The vice anvil was made from a weight from the arm of a non-return valve. The arm of the non-return valve went up here, and there was a hole, a tapped hole in it, and you screwed a bolt into it and clamped it onto the arm so that you could adjust the position of the weight on the external lever on a non-return valve. It came with a pump. I've just cleaned it up, and this came off a pump that was getting scrapped. It was about 50 years old. So all I've done is clean a face up and paint it, and it looks brand new. It's good, good cast iron, because I've been hitting it for a long time now, and I haven't broken it yet. But because it had the slot through it, I can also put this through here. If you don't have the slot, you can put it through. I've mounted a bit of box section underneath here so it clamps in the vise, and bolted it on from underneath, as you've seen in the earlier pictures. But you can also put this through in a bit of angle iron, and it allows you to do this. And I think it was Steve Jordan I saw doing this on the internet. It allows you gives you something to rest things up against. You can do it like that, or you can mark it out and clamp it. I'm going to try and get it as good a straight line as I can, so I'm going to put some marks on this just with a Sharpie pen, and mark it out very lightly, and try and get this, try and get some lettering. What I'm going to do is stamp the word drain along here, and try and get it as neat as I can, just to see how neat it would be compared to my previous poor doing it by eye efforts. So I'll clamp this up. What I'll do is clamp this underneath like that, so that I can use my teeps. I have 3mm leather punches. So the letter D, I always do it so that the writing on the teep faces you, and then the letters facing the right way when you hit it. But to get this to clamp properly, I'll just stick a bit underneath there, and that will level this up and have it clamping down square. So I'll clamp that up, I'll mark it, clamp it up, and come back to you. So here we have the bit of brass. That's 12.36. I made it just previously. It's a bit of a rough edge. 12.37. I made it 12.36, so that's what I've called it. These are 3mm teeps. Actually, 1/4 of an inch square, which came out as 6.33 square when I measured it. So there's a wee bit of maths did for that. The bit of brass is 12.36, the teep is 6.33 square, so 12.36 minus 6.33 divided by 2 gives me that distance there, same distance I want there. I want this to sit in the middle of the strip of brass, and that comes out as 3.015, or, as I say, damn it, 3mm. So I'm going to try and set this into this, so that there's a line 3mm up against that edge. Then when I put this up against there, that should be in exactly the right place to put the lettering down the centre. Right, so I've drawn the line at 3mm, lined it up along there, and clamped it up. I've found it tends to stay in alignment better if you clamp. This is just a bit of screw rod I've got going through here. If you clamp it from the underside rather than the top side, it has less chance of moving position when you're turning the spanner. That should be enough. Right, so make a start, where I finish doesn't really matter. So I'll do it there, keep the numbering to the front. To me, hold it square and give it a good clout. There's a D, there's an R. Now I dare say I could have done something to help align them this way, so that you could have a starting point and then move them along. It's a bit too sophisticated at the moment, so I'm just lining this bit up by eye with the edge of the previous letter. There's an R. Bring this one up again by eye. D. And then which is in here, and up like that. Then we have the word drain. I'm going to make this a label for my compressor. Just subject to another video. Now, the truth, is it square? Well, it's certainly as good as anything that I've done by hand. Maybe not perfect. But pretty good, pretty good. I'll give it a wee clean, a quick polish. I'll just give it a rub down with a bit of Scotch-Brite. I think you can see that well enough there with the light in here, difficult to tell, but yeah, that looks pretty good. Couple of holes in there, round off the corners, rivet it on. That should do the job nicely.